Today's one day special is special. Something a little bit different today, guys. If you saw our newsletter, you will all be a little bit intrigued. And I know you're intrigued because I haven't sold as many items before coming to air like I normally do. You all know the reins, you all know the ropes. If it's embossing, folders, stamps, dies, you all just dive in. But today I left the newsletter a little bit like blasé. I didn't tell you too much about it. So I will probably say we had about 60 orders. Normally we can tip 200 before we come live. So I know you're all really intrigued. And I'm super excited about it as well because it's something a little bit different. Now, Fridays are our one day special. If you are brand new, welcome to the channel. My name is Toni Darroch and this is the How to Craft Network, where this is our mega studio and we strive to be creative for you all with brand new product, innovative product and lots of other products as well that you may want to utilise with our one day special or with your other items that you have in your stash. Now, our one day special today, stepping away from card making, it has some little albums. Now, I'm going to tell you about that in a second. You can see, woohoo, nice photography that, Tim. Well done, you. So we'll have a look at the one day special, but we do have linked to the show lots of other items. As you all know, we launched 20,000 products on our website over the weekend as of last week as well. And lots of you have been purchasing. And some of the things, I mean, obviously I haven't been through all the products. It would take me a year to get through all of the lines that have been loaded. But I have been looking at what people have been purchasing and I have some of the pieces on my desk today to show you because I'm like, oh, how have they found this product? How did they know it were going to be okay? And I've been quite surprised. So I've added some of the items from items that people have ordered as well. And you're probably thinking, and there's no way ever I would have purchased these products for you all other than having this opportunity with our new website and the capability to stock more and having our wholesale agreement with our lovely wholesaler as well. So I'm going to talk about the one day special, then we'll come back here and we'll have some fun and demo. If you are brand new, please let me know your name, where you are in the world, what you've had for your lunch or what you're having for your tea and what are you doing at the weekend. Come on, let's have a chat. I want to know what you're all doing. And most importantly, if we can share our shows, that would give us a wider reach. I need the world to know that we are that one-stop shop for all of your creative products and lovely Stamps by Me items too. So please share if you're able to. It's okay if not, but please do. And when I've gone off air, don't forget to pop a comment underneath here to let me know about the albums, what you actually thought about them. So let's head over to the main studio and talk about what is brand new. Now, me and Tim had a conversation about this. You're probably thinking, oh, the conversations. We do have lots. I promise you we do have lots. And I wanted to do album kits that you just sat with them on your lap and you cut with your scissors and you built just as mindfulness, okay? That's what I wanted to do. However, Tim was like, honestly, do you think people are going to get scissors out and cut those pieces? I was like, well, I would. He's like, yeah, but there's a lot. It's not just a folded album, Toni. There's a lot of pieces in these. So anyway, I said to Tim, okay, well, if I create a die, if I manufacture the die to cut all of these components out, what I need to do is make sure I do a lot of designs with the same die. So this is our first launch. This is your pink florals, okay? You can see we've popped the listing on there for you. So what do you get for your money for the $29.99? If you buy the 2 packs, you will save an extra 10%. But what do you get for your money? So in each collection, you will get 51 pieces, okay, that make 5 albums, okay? 5 complete albums. Now, you're probably not going to use all of the pieces on one album because it's a big album. But what if I said to you, it makes 5 albums, all of the elements are pre-cut, pop them out of the page and build them. Fast lane album making. Now I'm calling them albums. They could be wallets, they can be note cards, they can be belly band wallets. You can create whatever you want to do with yours. They're on uncoated cardstock, which means you can add your embossing powders, you can watercolour, you can edge, you can ink, you can blend, you can run them through a stitching machine if you wanted to. So much scope. No albums are going to be the same because you're all going to put your pockets and your pages and your flaps and your hinges all in different places. Check out what we've got below here. It makes 5 complete albums. I'll show you some of the samples here. They have the gusset on the centres as well, so you can really bulk them out with photographs if you want to. If you want to add metal embellishments and twine and ribbon and anything, keychains, anything you want to add to these, you're going to be able to do that, okay? You have pockets, hinges, bookmarks, everything you could possibly need to make the most creative albums. This is a brand new concept to us. I'm trying to change things up for you all, guys, so we don't become stale as a craft company. We are now the TV shopping channel, the How to Craft Network. We can actually call ourselves the How to Craft Network now because we have not just Stamps by Me products. We have possibly all of the brands, all of the well-known brands that you all love, adore and buy from are on our website right now. So we are that one-stop shop, or I would like to be that one-stop shop where you can get your postage, add to previous order, get your points. Now, I just need to cover off the points element of it, guys. Some of you have been messaging Becky about points and things like that, okay? We can't offer discounts of items that I've bought in from a wholesaler because by the time I've given you discount, you've eaten into what I make because I have to buy it in. So we can't offer discounts on anything bought in from the wholesaler. However, it still applies as ordinary to Stamps by Me products, so you'll still get all of those points and those discounts. But please do know, if you buy a Tim Holtz ink pad, I can't give you a discount. It doesn't apply, okay? Because the bit of discount that I would give back to you is the bit of money that I make by buying it in by wholesale. Okay, so unfortunately, that can't happen. Not on my website anyway. I'm sure you all understand that. But we have linked lots of other products and things like that. And some of the items you'll see that are not Stamps by Me, like our punches and things that I've bought in, you've got discounts on all of those, but not on the wholesale items. So it's a block. It's a solid block. I'll show you when I get to the other side. I'll talk you through it. I'm going to pop it out. We're going to make an album together. But you can make 5 albums if you use every element, 5 complete full packed albums. But if you don't want to use all of the elements, what it does give you is overstock to create extra embellishments like notepads and books and things like so. Team them in with your dies from Stamps by Me products earlier. You've got your die words as well. Have you got some flowers, paper flowers to embellish, metal embellishments? Here is a album that's been made by Paul. It's been stitched so you can see the absolute quality of the cardstock because every page on here has been stitched. I'll show you the other side, but you can put your pages, your hinges, your flaps, wherever you want. There are no rules. You make your own unique album with your own kit. Pockets on the front, pockets on the back. Absolutely incredible. Now, the reason why, I always like to give a reason why, because there's always a why with Stamps by Me, and there's always a reason why I want to do better, be better, create new things, be diverse in our craft. It's because we do a lot of the good stuff, embossing folders, stamps, dies, but it can get boring. And I need to keep you all entertained. I need to all keep you creative with your mindset as well. And I think that this is going to do that for you. Now, it's sort of like a step into mini album making, but not quite there. So if you are wanting fast mini albums to create, if you put these on the table, it would probably take you 2.5 hours to put all 5 together. You have 5 grandchildren's mini albums where you could put a photo on the front and personalise. You can give them with gift cards in, and it just elevates an everyday card to something a little bit extra special. And I know you've all got twine, and I know you've all got ribbon, you've all got sparkles, you've got gems, you've got beads where you can enhance these even further. And the very fact that they are pre-cut, you just pop them out of the page and build them as you want to. Of course, you can do that. In this kit, I've also popped some red liner tape, so you're going to get the durability. But if you have the art glue that I spoke about over the last couple of weeks, we've got thousands of that in stock. That is the best glue, and I'm going to use it today. It's got fast grab, low water content, and it's blooming brilliant. So if I can recommend anything today, get the glue. Okay, you might spend £1.50 more for that glue, but it is the best glue. Okay, so as you can see, I've spread it out. I'm going to take some of the samples over to the other side. Then I'm going to talk you through some of the items that some of you have bought because you've all been perusing over the weekend and just added random items to your basket. And then when Becky's been picking them, I've said to Becky, what's this? She's like, I don't know. I was just like, right, I'm going to add those to my show today. So whoever bought them, thank you so much. I'm going to show them in today's show. But we do have 3D tape, we have glue, we have border strips, we have rivets. We've got all the good stuff going on. Isn't it wonderful, guys, to have all of the good stuff? So I'll talk you through some samples and a demo in a second. But what I do want to touch on is the glue. So this glue is incredible. It's absolute. I've been using it for a long time. You've seen me. Tony, does the glue ship to the US? Yes, it does, darling. So we have the smaller bottle if you want to try before you buy. Try it, see if you like it. Then you've got your refill, which is your 8 ounce, and then you've got your next one up. I would probably, if you've not tried it, just get this little one to start with. If you like it, you can get your top up as well. But if you know that it's good and you love it, maybe buy your refills. Don't keep buying the bottles and then no waste plastic. Buy a refill and just keep topping up your little one. They are all linked to the bottom there. But as you can see from the rest of the items on there, we've got some punches to elevate the albums as well. We have some rivets, which I'm going to talk about. We've got border strips, pearls, diamonds. We've got lots of foam adhesive now for you all, which I'll touch on as well. Isn't it just wonderful? Isn't it just wonderful? If you're thinking, Tony, I would love to make them albums, but you know what, I'm a little bit low on my pads, or one-stop shop. One-stop shop. And if you don't have them, you can get them here. But if you, listen, we're not here to pressure buy. I keep saying this all of the time. Although we now have 20,000 lines on our website, if you have something you love in your stash and it works for you, don't mend something that's not broken. But isn't it nice to have a one-stop shop basket where if you do need extra bits and pieces and extra foam pads and extra glue, then it's there for you. Okay, so those are your 3 glues. The next item I just want to touch on, Tim, is, yes, glossy accents. So I always talk about workhorse items in your stash. The glossy accents are what you can put onto embellishments and it dries clear and gives you a glass-like finish. Now, I have on the website lots of mixed media embellishments, some brass embellishments, some pins, some locks and things like that. So if you are really wanting to enhance, you can use those. But what I do have are little frames. So if you pop a picture of the grandchild, your husband, or if you're making something personalised in the sort of keychain, and then you put your glossy accents on top, it goes on like a milky yellow and then it dries clear and you have like a keychain effect on your designs. So have a look through the things that we've linked to the show. And I'll touch on some of the other bits and pieces as we go. But let's get straight into demo. Is everybody happy? Is everybody excited? What's everybody thinking? What is everybody thinking about this new? I have another design coming soon, which is a vintage design as well. So to utilise and sweat that dye that I've had made, I am launching a vintage one soon also. I didn't want to overwhelm you with everything. But here you go, guys. Here are the things that Tim's added to the show. So those like square ones and the rectangle ones are blooming brilliant for popping a photo inside, like the headshot of a photo or a child. And then put your glossy accents in, put the ribbon through the holes and put a closure on your albums and really make it personalised. That's if you want to. But you could also do a keychain hang on the edge of your albums as well. There's so many different shapes, so many different sizes. And I'm not going to get them all out, guys, because there's just too many. But have a peruse through what Tim has linked to the show. I asked him to attach these because I felt like these were a really extra embellishment for something quite nice and creative for the people that we love. It makes such a difference when you use glossy accents, Michaela says. It does. Hi, Teresa. Good afternoon, everyone. Chrissy, hi, Tony from South Carolina. Lovely to have your company, Christine. I hope you're well. Joe Jasper, hi, Tony. You and your fabulous team are all well. We are all good. So joining late, I hope all is well, says Angela. Hi, sweetheart. So share. Let's get into demo. Let's get into it. Let's have a slurp of the coffee first. I am going to pinch this glue off here. Although I did pinch one for my workshop, I know, but I haven't got mine. So I'm having this. Brenda, hope you're well. This is so exciting. It is. So when you get it home, guys, it's going to come like this. It's totally uncoated, really important to me, as you know. So if you want to enhance with your watercolours, edge with your distress inks, and really get to town with changing it up and making it your own unique masterpiece, the paper and the cardstock is going to do that for you. Now, they are thick. Okay, they are thick. They're not going to be flimsy albums. So you can see there's 5 of each design, but I would probably say you're going to make 5 and not even have the same album twice, because you'll move the pockets around. They have the hinges on there. You just have to score them, but pop them out and then just, I've got one to the side here. I'm going to pop them out live with you all, and let's do something wonderful. Let's do something wonderful. I've got a funny feeling that these are going to go to the girls in Tom's class this year, and the vintage one is going to go to the boys this year. I have a funny feeling. So as it comes, it looks like this. It comes in, obviously, the cello bag. It is a bulk, a big bulky pack, and you also get your red liner tape as well, okay? So you get 5 in the one pack to create 5 albums. Now, I have taken 1 sheet of each out of the album here, so you can see all of the different pages. Let's look through the pages and then let me show you some of the samples. So you get sort of like the edge of your album, some bookmarks, some pocket pages, some slanty pages. You can put photos on these. You could stamp a sentiment and mat and layer a sentiment on here if you're doing something more religious or anything like that. Some more flaps. So you've got different flaps for the front of your albums on there. Tags, and you can see they are pre-cut. We'll pop them out in a second. So lots of toppers, tags, embellishments to enhance, different colour types of pockets, inner pages, and there's a hinge there, so if you want to adhere it and hide it. I've thought of everything. I've tried to think of everything. I've tried. Hopefully you will agree when you get these home. So mats and layers. So if you just wanted to just leave a plain mat and layer, put a little pocket at the bottom, put a £5 voucher in, of course you can do that. Areas for you to stamp pretty pictures. You could do a lamination stamp in here if you wanted to add your own touch. You have some faux button effects on here, and this is what I was saying about your glossy accents. Put the glossy accents on and you will create the sort of plastic button effect on there. So all different types of designs. So you're going to mix them up, match them up, and just create your own beautiful albums. So you get 5 sheets of each to make those 5 albums. The exterior of your album as well has that lovely sort of like depth to it as well. So if you are doing the bulk in the centre, it's got you totally covered. So all you do, they are just held in, can you see here with like the pins? So all you're going to do is just pop them out. So I'm going to make one with you. Let's have a slurp of my coffee first, guys. You love my top, do you? I'm pleased about that. This is one of mine. I am trialling the system. I'm washing and wearing, washing and wearing. Make sure it's nice before I even touch it. Make sure the fabric's nice. But anyway, so slurp of the coffee. And the collar comes out to create a collar as well. Anyway, we digress. Let's get rid of the glue in here, the cap in here. And let's pop all of our pieces out. Any questions so far? Because obviously it's new. I do get very nervous when I do something completely different. It's not completely different. We do albums, I do workshops. I have at least 50 to 70 of you that do my private workshops for mini albums. So I know you're out there. But is it something you're thinking as a card maker, yeah, I'm going to give that a go. I would actually enjoy that. Or are you thinking, no, I'm hardcore card maker. I really could do with knowing feedback, guys. Get typing. If you're not typing, you're slacking. Come on then. Come on, let's have some fun. So let's pop out all of our pieces. So I'm going to pop out every single piece so you can see, because I don't know if I'm going to use them all. I have no clue. So you do get like the little, tiny little, you do get that like little rivet. That's unavoidable, unfortunately. You can't actually see it. If I turn it over, you can't actually see it. So I don't know why I'm touching on it, because you can't see it. But if you do, just get your scissors and take it away. So just pop out all the pieces. So wonderful, isn't it? I'm so glad Tim talked me round to having them pre-die cut. I'm going to sweat the die though, guys. You're going to get a Christmas version as well. We'll probably do a guy's version. We'll probably do a Mother's Day version as well. I'm really going to have to sweat that die. It cost a fortune. So just pop out all of my pieces. I'm so excited to see what you all do with these. Now, the only thing with the album itself is they're not scored. So you're going to have to put the score lines in. We couldn't put the score lines in as well. But again, it's like me and Tim, and actually Phoebe said, well, people might not want to put the score lines in. They might want to use it as a different page. So I guess it's actually a bonus that they're not scored, because if you want to use it as a pocket instead of a page, you don't want an ugly score line down it, do you? So you can decide. Pop it out, making a right racket here. I love making mini albums. Well, you're going to make 5 in less than 2.5 hours. The team told me it took them about 2.5 hours to put the 5 together, and that was just with them on the table, not adding any extra embellishments though, guys. So if you are, as I would say, tarting them up, they're going to take a little bit longer. I would make them all together, personally. I would make them all together, all 5, and then when you're ready to give them to somebody, you can just grab them. Or at least pop them all out, put them in bags. You could sell them. Could sell them if you wanted to. Just pop out all my buttons. Never made an album before, Joe Jasper. You need to give this a twirl. I think album making's just next level, particularly if you want to do something extra special rather than just a card. They're not bulky. They still go in an envelope. They still go in a 5x7 envelope as well. But it just adds a little bit of interest, and it shows someone that you've actually thought about them, because it's more than just a card. Love that glue, says Mary. Me too, darling. Me too. And do you know what as well? I've just done a live before coming on here, and somebody said it's really refreshing to see something cheaper than Amazon. I was like, really? Which has made me happy, actually, because we can't always do it. You can't compete with big platforms like that. But because I bought these by the thousands, because I just want them in stock all the time, the price point has come as a little bit lower for us. So we've been able to be competitive, because sometimes when I go on that platform, I have kittens, because some of the things that are for sale at the prices they're on, I buy them in it. I'm like, oh. So it was really refreshing to hear that this morning. Cheered me up big time, because it's not often that happens, does it, when you're against those bigger platforms. But I think the Brucey bonus of being here on Stamps by Me is the point system, the discounts, and the one-stop shop, and the 1p&p, so you can keep adding as well. Whilst I'm popping these out, I'm going to talk about something else as well. You're probably looking at the order system, thinking, I ordered that on Wednesday and it's not been dispatched. Normally that doesn't happen, or I ordered it on Tuesday and that's not been dispatched. I just need to tell you, we are changing our courier, and it's having a new system installed. So if you're thinking my order has been sat on that box for 3 days and it hasn't moved, that is why, okay? So just be patient with us. I mean, it's good for you, because if you're ordering today, you're not going to have to pay another P&P, but just be patient with us, guys. We got to the point where either I put the postage up so much that probably none of you would have purchased from me, or we shopped around and tried to get a better deal, and that's what I've had to do. So we are changing systems at the moment to get those better deals, and because of those better deals, I've had to sign agreements, and Tim has as well, to say we'll make sure that we send X amount of parcels. So, you know, everything's fraught with hazard. The world's gone mad. But just know they're not sat there for the fun. We're not looking at them and just laughing at them. They will go ASAP. Whilst I pop these out. So you could be doing this with a crafty mate, having a chat, putting the world to rights, popping out your bits and pieces. And Tim has put on there, if you are like a hardcore and you've got some friends and family and you want to make more than 5, which some of you might, Tim says, do you know what, I'm going to put them on buy suit to save the extra 10. So that facility's there if you want to do that, of course. Now I'm just popping out, I'm still going. I'm popping out all of the pieces, because I'm going to see, I'm just going to go and make an album, and I'm just going to see which pieces, if any, I might want to make a nice bulky album, I've got left. So you can see as well what you're getting value-wise for your money too. Back in the day, we had to wait 28 days for delivery. I know the bigger platforms have set the bar, haven't they, like next day delivery. It's just put everybody under so much pressure to get it out the door. I'm thankful it's not like food and things like that, though, because obviously, could you imagine if it were food? You don't know if people are hungry and starving, waiting for the food. Last one, guys, last one. You're going to make a couple of wedding gifts. Great idea. Like bride and groom, if you have like a die of a bride and groom for the front, just amazing. And then if you're buying them a voucher, you could put the voucher inside. Some of you will be getting your points discount on this as well, so it won't be $29.99. I'm sorry I couldn't lower it any lower. I'm really sorry. I just had to rely on your points this time for you to get those discounts. So, look at all this. Woohoo! So, what does it look like? Oh, I don't know. I'm so excited. Right, so, oh my gosh. How are we going to decide? So, this is just the one album, okay? I've got it all out. Now, we have like flowers and things on the website. So, if you're wanting to do embellishments on the front, like your petaloo flowers, your paper flowers, there's some plain white ones, so if you want to colour them up so they match beautifully with the albums, of course you can do that. I just want to touch on this as well. I've got these here. You get 3 in the set, and I've got 2 options. This is what somebody bought, by the way, and I was like, that is interesting. So it's a clear roll, and it has embellishment pearls and diamonds on, and you get 3 in the pack. Have we got this one on set? Tim's going to have a look for you guys. But you get 3. I don't know how much they are, but somebody bought them and I was intrigued. And it's on a clear sort of like setting tape. So when you put it on, it'll look like you've placed the gems yourself when actually you haven't. They're on a clear setting tape. So they come in a set of 3. Let me just see how much they are. And it's for a company called Forever in Time. And they're $3.59 and you get 3. So the option that's showing there is the pearl and the diamond. Okay, there's 2 options, pearl and diamond. I think for $3.59, that's a really nice offer. Well, really nice price for all 3, isn't it, Tim? And then you have just a plain pearl set. So for the lady who was doing wedding, this might be an option to do down the side of your album, like down one of the pages. There's a pearl option as well, guys, and you get all 3. It's like, so they're like a quid 20 each. So I thought that was nice. So somebody ordered those and I thought they would make a nice touch with these albums. So you have the diamond and pearl and you have the pearl as well. So have a look at those, guys. Tim has attached them to the screen. So let's get my album cover. Now, let's show some samples first. We've got plenty of time. So here are some samples. Loads of them, by the way. So before I get into the actual breast of the albums, if you have overstock and you don't use all the pages, check this out, okay? So this has just been made with one of the pages that was left. So just add some paper inside, make little notebooks, because I don't think I'm going to use all this on one album. I'll try, but I don't think I'm going to. So because you've got that lovely hinge there, that's a lovely little, just a note, shopping list for your handbag. Lovely that. And that's just one of our dies saying just a note. But let's have a look at some of the albums, guys. So you can do ribbon closures. This has got a red ribbon closure. You do you. Let's have a look. It's teamed up with some stamps on here as well. So you have pockets at the top, at the bottom. Open pages here. Pocket. Topper for a sentiment or a picture, side ones. So you can make them as creative as you want. Add in all of the touches. You can personalise. So this might be for a lady who shops, a lady who dances. Really lovely. Let's have a look at some of the other ones. So this is the one that Paul did, that's stitched. It's got the elastic closure on there. So it's got the real button on the front. I think it's real. Yeah, I think it's real. No? Might be. And then every page is stitched. So you can see the format here is set up differently. So you have your inner page as well, guys, and your outer page. So if you want to use these on a different album, of course you can. You've got your stacking pockets, a pocket on the side there. It's stitched all of these. This will have taken a few hours at least. It's stitched every single page together. It's all stitched on the reverse as well. So if you are wanting to sort of like really go to town, then of course you can. So that's a stitched one. and then a smaller one. So this is just a 2-page one. Okay, let me just make sure I've got it the right way. So 2-page one. So if you wanted to do a little button with your glossy accents, a little photo with the metal embellishments, do the twine around, so they have to unravel it to see what's inside. A lovely little pocket there. Bear in mind, guys, these are all bits that are in there. You do not have to go and find cardstock and paper to create pockets and hinges. You do not have to measure a single thing. Also, you could use this as a template, so you could draw around the piece. If you're wanting to extend your craft, you can draw around these and use it as a template with your own pattern papers and cut them with scissors. I mean, each to their own. But you could utilise it as a template. And then there's a side one there as well, which folds on the sides as well. So let's keep going. I have some more. In fact, I have loads, but too many to show. What about a eyelet, a sort of like, what do they call them? Sticky. So here is another one. So my Marla stamps in this one. Brenda, let me have a look, darling. So Brenda's saying, question, your foam pads are such good quality. Are the ones listed in the show today similar? I haven't tried them, but I will tell you, it looks okay to me. And that's why I've put them in the show. So it's one of those that you cut to size, though. They're not pads. It's on a massive roll. And you get the 3. So it looks okay to me. I've not used it, and they're not pre-cut by the look. No, they're not pre-cut either. So you get the 3 rolls for the price that they're on there, sweetheart. Let's just have a look. So I'm feeling inspired but can't craft because I'm sorting everything out. Listen, welcome to my world, Samantha. Question. Can we have like plain ones in colours, a bit like the shades? That's a good idea, Samantha. Leave it with me. That is a fantastic idea. Is the question, is a coloured mirror card on the website, A4? Yes, Tim linked it. It's part of the show. It should be just below here, sweetheart. Have a look at that. If you're watching on my-telly.com, you can scan the QR code, put the code in. It'll take you to everything in the show also. And if you've added anything to your basket too. So let's just show a few more samples. Keep asking the questions though, guys, because we are officially now the How to Craft Network with upsells of everything you could potentially need to create the most amazing masterpieces. Now, I'm not just saying go and hunt in your stash now anymore. Hopefully we've got something that you're thinking, you know what, that is going to look cool. That is going to look cool, hopefully. So here we have another little mini one as well. So you can really personally, if it's just a voucher you want to put in, make a smaller version. And this is what I'm saying about, I know it makes 5 albums. You don't have to utilise them as the 5 albums. This is quite a big one. Oh, this is the one that I dropped and then I need to put some glue on here. I'm going to repair that one on air. Let's have a look at this one. So this one's got like a flap in the middle. So they've changed that up. So it's got a page in the middle. So a little bit interactive. This one's by Maureen. So use your elastics, use your ribbons, use your buttons, use your gems to sort of like make it your own. If you want to tell a story, if maybe you went to a concert or you go to a flower garden or somebody loves flowers, fill the pockets with seed packets. I keep saying this. If you've got somebody who loves tea, we have a man in the room that loves his herb tea. You could put a different type of herb tea in every pocket if you wanted to. And it's just that extra special rather than just a card. We all love handmade, right? No matter what. But these really do bulk out. So let's get straight into, let's do me. Let's do my version of this album making. Now, like I said to you, get your inks out, distress it. If you've got metal corners, we've attached some metal corners. So if you want to make the corners metal and enhance them, you can obviously do that. Tony's tab punches would go brilliantly with these, wouldn't they, Just Elaine? I've also attached the 1-inch and 2-inch punches. These are ours. You'll still get your discounts on these. These are attached as well. These are brilliant for tabs to pull in and out if you want to. Also utilise them for your card making. And then Tim's added all of those pretty flowers there for you. So if you want to colour some up, paper flowers, white flowers, dazzlers to make the centres sparkly of your flowers. You've got your mulberry paint coloured flowers. There's just so much to go at, guys. And I could stand here in studio all day, every day, talking about the 20,000 products. But I'm always going to recommend what I think will work, whether I've used it or not myself, or what would look nice, okay? Right, come on. Let's get on with it. Slur. The girl eye Marla stamps would look amazing with this set. It would. Right, let me get my album cover. What am I going with? Right, so here we have. So this is an example of what I was saying about scoring. So there's no score line. You have to put your score line in. Just get your scoreboard and put it in simple. But if I didn't want to use this as my album cover, I could use this for a card. You can use all of the matte and layers for your cards if you just want to utilise them as your card making as well. You could do a card with a pocket, of course, if you wanted to, right? So I'm just going to grab, she says, I think I took my cutter to my other studio at the front door. Sorry, I'm just going to grab my scoreboard. Tim, it's just me little guillotine. It's got a score tool in it as well. It's just by the front door, front of house. So whilst Tim does that, oh, there you go. There's the foam on the roll. 14.25 for all three. Let's have a look at the size of this for you. 6 by 6. Is that good value, guys? I'm not sure. It looks good quality, look. So you get all three for that price. So that's an option for you. There are other options on there. There's some bigger rolls as well. I checked those out if you want a bigger roll as well. But in this kit you will get, you have your red liner tape. So if you really want to make it durable, I like red liner tape and glue at the same time, but it is per people's preference. Okay, so I'm going to go with this one as my album cover. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. So I've got my cutter here. So I'm just going to score. I'm just going to pop it in, and I'm just going to score on the lines that are there for you. There's no guessing, there's no measuring. I have changed the colour so you can see. So I'm just getting my score tool here. I'm just going to score there, and I'm just going to move it in a bit and score there. And then hopefully you'll be able, if I tilt that forward, you can see my score lines. So I'm ready to go with my album. So I'm just going to need to press on a bit harder on that one. So now I have my lovely depth in there. So I can now fill it with things that don't have to be flat, okay? Right, it's got a nice gusset on there, okay? So I'll just move that to the side. Now I have got two of them. Now, the reason why you've got sort of like two in the one set is because if you want to do your matte and layer inside, you can. I wouldn't. I'm not too particularly bothered about it, but it is personal preference, so play around. I'm going to do this one as my hinge. So this has got a little bit of a gusset on as well, so we can fill with those pocket pages. So I'm just going to pop this on here. Very, very mindful. That's all I'm going to say. Elaine says she uses red liner and glue at the same time. It gives you a little bit of a wriggle room. It does. It helps you out, doesn't it? I'm just bending them on my score lines. Looks so good, doesn't it? So now I have my flap for the front. No clue what this is going to look like, by the way, but we know. So I can put this on here, look. So the flap just glues into here, and I've got my nice cover that will wrap around the front. Great idea, Tim. To have them popped out. Not everyone's a fussy cutter. Beverly loves you right now, Tim. So let's glue this one in. I'm just going with it, by the way. I've got no plan. I'm just going with an album, right? So I've got my glue. Fast grab glue. Love, love, love. Great tip, says Audrey, Elaine. Just going to take that. Oh, Brenda's house is packed up. Oh, he'll get it all back out soon. So I'm just going to add this to the edge of my album. So as you can see, I'm just lining it up. Now you can use your tape pens, tape runners, whatever you have. If you have something that works, stick with it. Now you can see I've got that lovely edge. And then push that down. And because that glue is fast grab, it's grabbed. Right, so then you've got sort of like inners, so you can decorate the inners so they're not plain. Mat and layers, can we see here? So now I've got a mat and layer inside there if I want to. I might put another hinge on the side here though. Let's have a look. I've tried to think about everything. Tried. I think you're going to love putting these pieces together. And of course, you've got your lovely die cuts. Some of you have the memory album die, so you really can build on if you wanted to. Not got enough space, that's the problem. That is a nice pocket. I like that one a lot. So with these particular ones, let's just move this out of the way. Let me show you an example of how this one would work. So I've got two score lines here, look. So I'm just going to score that on there. Let's build that folding pocket inside so you can see how it works. Now, not to waste. I mean, you would probably, let me just show you what you would probably do when you got this home, because I would probably do the same. But thinking about it, score there. Isn't it wonderful not having to measure? Make sure it all folds like so. And then when you fold, so you probably would stick this in your album like that, wouldn't you? And then you'd have to decorate the inside, but I guess it doesn't matter. But equally, I would probably do this, fold it this way and then this way, and then it's all nicely decorated inside. And then we have pieces to decorate the front of this as well. So let's just have a look. So here we go, look. So here are the pieces that you can decorate the fronts. You see that? So the inside is totally covered, and then you have the pieces to decorate the front if you want to. But if you don't mind the inside being white and you just want to save some of the elements to create extra albums, look, you can do it that way too. That's nice, isn't it? I'm going to go this way though. And before I put it in my album, I am going to decorate the front. So again, look at that. No, not a single measuring. It fits beautifully, and because it's double, it's going to give a lovely finish. It's not going to be like paper or ugly or thin or anything like that. So let me get the other piece in all of this mammoth items. Where are you? Here you are. Talking to it now. So here's this one, look. So we'll glue that one to there. We'll glue this one to here. If you want to do a drawstring closure, you could do a nice drawstring closure before you stick it into the album. So the drawstring is hidden behind, and then they have to undo the bow to get inside. 226 of you have this in your basket. Well done, guys. So let's pop this one onto the front. So good. So all I'm going to do is take this one. So try and sort of like sweat the albums. Make them work for you. That's one door. And then let's do our second door. And then we'll just... So now we have... Oh, how nice. Woo-hoo! So pretty. So pretty. So then we get this one. And because we've got that hinge there, we can hide that ugly hinge. And it'll look like a nice finished matten layer. Just in the centre, like so. Beautiful. I'm going to go with that, guys. I'm going to go with it. You don't forget, you have your red liner tape as well. You can get stuck straight into that. Yeah, no measuring. We don't do measuring. I hate measuring. I hate it with a passion. I'm just going to stick this in here. Now, I have just stuck this straight onto the white background because I'm being uber tight. But you do have your mats and layers, you know, for the inner pages. You do have your mats and layers. So if you don't want it stuck onto the white, you want to sort of like make it extra special. Don't be tight. You do have 5. You don't have to be tight. So that's the inner. So we now can decorate the inner part of this with one of the pockets. So it's a bit of a busy pattern, that. So I'm feeling like we need to do either a, you could do a flap page. Pocket, let's find a pocket. This one's quite nice, guys. That would look pretty in there. Maybe a smaller one. This one has already got the pre-punched, but if you wanted to make some of the pockets punched as well, for example, this one, you can take the 1 inch or 2 inch punch that I showed you, what we've linked to the show. These are inexpensive, couple of pounds, and you can create your own decorative detail and make them further. That was a mat and layer, but I have actually just made it into a pocket. So that one, let's see what else. You really can. I don't know what to use, guys. There's just so much. I'm feeling like I need a plainer one to break up that pattern, so I'm going to go with this. So with the pattern, with the pockets, all you're going to do is you're just going to pop glue down the left, down the bottom, and down the right here. And then we're going to stick this one on. Going to make these for Christmas. Oh, wonderful. We will do a Christmas one as well, sweetheart. Just bear that in mind. So if you want to wait for the Christmas one. Although these are great for Mother's Day. Sympathy as well. You could put in like moments and things like that. I've seen all of our stock is at sellout risk. So cool. Make sure you get your glue. Oh, those rivets at $3.19. You know, when you look at them there, you're thinking that's expensive for $3.19. And I said to Becky when she's packing it, I was like, oh, what's that? She's like, oh, the sort of like, they look like, you know, the candy things that were made of paper ages ago. Candy, I don't know what they were called. Anyway, so I was like, I'll pass it here. Anyway, they're metal. They are metal. I've got some here, look. Lumberjack Days. All right, Tim's just looking at his pretty pictures. Here we are, look. They're heavy. They're metal. So when you get they're like nail effects. They're so heavy. They obviously come but they're like, oh, they're metal. So I was like, oh, I like those. Quite heavy as well. So if you wanted to sort of like make a stud like you've got an embellishment on a page, you could of course do that. So I've added those to the show, so if you like those, guys. But it's really deceiving when you look on picture. I'm not spending $3.19 on something like that because it looks like those paper ones, doesn't it? They're actually metal. So they're called the Lumberjack Days Bro rivets. Great for guys' cards, I guess. So we have that in there. So already now I can start putting things in to decorate because I've got a whole bunch. Look at this. So pop that in there like so. Could pop some other little embellishments in there too. We have our faux buttons, so if you maybe put them onto some cardstock and then put a pad behind and pop it on there. You could put some twine around, whatever you wanted to. So I'd probably twine that closed. And then on the left, what are we going to do? I could stamp a lovely lamination stamp in there. A lovely quote would look nice in there, guys. So if you're sending a personalised message to somebody to let them know you're thinking about them, you could stamp a poem, a quote, do a lamination stamp, a reflection stamp. I'm not going to go plain though, because I want to use some of these pockets to show you how nice they all are. So let's get one of the matte and layers down, and then let's do a stack of pockets, because stacks of pockets really can be cool. So I'll pop this on here. Like so. And then with your pockets, the ones that are definitely sort of like going down in size, let's have a look here. Well, you could do two flaps, you know, so I've got one flap this side and one flap this side. So you could have a double closure if you wanted to. I mean, I've just got so much stuff here. Right, so let's just get some of these plain pockets. Let me just get a lot of their stuff to go in the pocket. Another pocket. So nice. So honestly, guys, get so much pleasure out of it. Sometimes as well, though, I cannot be bothered. And you all know I do a lot of watercolouring. I cannot be bothered. Just get this out, pop out all the pages and just build mindfulness or what. Take your mind away from the world. Sometimes it's needed, guys. It really is. So here we are, look. So I want to show you some ways that you could create your own unique pocket. So you could do a crisscross. So you do one to the left and one to the right. So the pocket is in there and in here. So you have a crisscross pocket. You could just do a pocket flat at the bottom and then raise this one up so you have a higher pocket here. I'll decide what I'm going to do in a second, like so. And then we could put a lower pocket on here. So you have this pocket, then this pocket. You could even go to town and put that one up there if you wanted to. You do not have to be tight. So you could do a criss, a cross, a flat one. Because you've got your gusset, it's still going to close, and then a... So what are you going to do? What am I going to do more to the point? Tim's like, I don't know. I like the crisscross pocket, actually. But I do like the stack as well. Let's have a look. I'm going to go with that, guys. I'm going to go with that. So I'm going to start at the top with this one. So I'm going to glue it at the bottom as well, so my pieces do not fall through the bottom. So like so. And we'll put this one quite high up. About there. Kathy says, great collection. I'm having a panic attack looking at the quantities. Don't worry about it. Lots of people put things in baskets before we even come live. So, and that shows as well. So some of the items that are in people's baskets could be people that are not actually looking at or watching the show. So please don't panic. And then let's do our corner one. Like so. I need to see where I'm putting it, that's all. And then one there. So let's do this one at the bottom. So I'm going to go down there, there, and there. Get your glue. If I'm going to say anything today, get the glue. And then this one is the same. Now I have 3 pockets. 1, 2, 3. How wonderful. And then I haven't even got to go and create a bookmark to go in the pockets. I have it all here. So obviously do mats and layers if you want to jazz them up. Bit too big, that one. We've got a baby one. We've got a baby one. Do some rivets, do your rivets, do your things. That is a nice pocket. So that's like a stacking pocket. You can do that as well. We've got this side as well. We've got that decorated. Is the back's decorated? I mean, there's not much more. So just to enhance that, if you wanted to, guys, so you get pieces like this. So you would score this. So build the outskirts of your album first, and then this hinge would be underneath here. I've glued it now, so I can't. But that hinge would be under there here, and then this would fold out, wouldn't it? So you'd open the album and then it'd extend even further. So open, 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 and then just decorate the pages as you go. I'm already in love, and I don't feel like I've done it. Look at how beautiful that is, guys. Literally, you're just seeing me pull that together. Oh, I need something for here. Have I got something for here? That's the inner part, look. So you can decorate the inner. I wouldn't. I'm happy for that to happen like that. I can use that for another one. And with this, like these, look, you can put, let's decorate the pocket with that one. Now you're just showing off. And then when you close it up like so, you could put a pocket on the back. Have I got a plainer one? Could make my own little mini pocket there. These could be, that's nice. Let's just do the plainer one. Let me just punch a hole in that one. It is actually intended as a bookmark or a topper of some form, but I'm making my own pocket here for the back. So if you're anybody sending me I don't want a Christmas card off you all this year, I want an album. Make me an album. Actually, when you break it all down, they work out about £5.50, £6 an album, which I think is wonderful for somebody you like. Am I worth £6? Me as a family, am I worth £6? I don't want your Christmas cards, I want albums this year. You're all like, blooming heck, I don't even give my sister an album, let alone you, Darroch. Tony, get lost. Who do you think you are? You're not a celebrity. Hey, I am a celebrity. I once got recognised in Greg's. Tim's laughing. Tim's like, when I came out, I was like, somebody in Greg's just said, oh, you're the girl on TV. So in my world, I'm a celebrity, guys. Despite what you all might think, tell me to shut my face. In my world, I'm a celebrity. Is anyone else having a problem paying? Well, unless you've got money in your bank, Marilyn. You've got to have some money in your bank to pay, darling. I'm joking. I don't think so. Michaela says you broke the website. Listen, I'm going to have a hissy fit, a laughing attack in a minute. So, just to touch on how simple that is, do you want me to show anything else? It's just amazing, right? So, just to show you the whole bulk, as Tim's laid out there, you get 5 of each sheet. You will get your adhesive as well and build them in with all of your vellums, your die-cut words. Maybe do a belly band closure if you don't want to do Velcro or magnets or tucks. Oh, I've just got another way for you as well, guys. If you thickened these up, thicken these up, like I said, with the glossy accents on top, or stick them on top of a piece of board. If you pop it here and you leave this part proud, let me just show you. If you stick it here and it's harder and you make this part proud, this can tuck underneath. Does that make sense? I'll just move it back a bit. So you have the sort of clasp idea. So make this thicker. So whether you put it onto some cardstock, pink piece of cardstock, whatever, and then the album just slides underneath the closure as well. And don't forget, your albums do not need to be made in portrait, okay? You can do your albums in landscape too. So they open like so. So you put your pockets across the bottom if you wanted to. So you do not have to be landscape at all. Could do a pocket on the side, whatever you wanted to do. Right, I'm going to love you all and leave you all. Oh, it's quite sorted. So that's my take on my amazing new concept of making memories in less than 2 hours. So totally awesome, right? So I hope you like it. It is new. Give it a try. I think fast lane album making, not fast lane card making anymore, fast lane album making is going to push you and nudge you into being a little bit more creative and trying new things. I love to try new things. And the gift of giving, albeit sometimes the simplicity in a card is wonderful, but the gift of giving with extra time that you've put into a project or extra personalisation, whether it be a photograph, an embellishment, some cute flowers, some beautiful ribbons, people will appreciate it. Make sure you give it to the people that appreciate it, like me. I appreciate it. Then everything I've ever had made, letter, card, and everything, even from lockdown, is in our wooden box at home, isn't it, Tim? In our box that Tim made. And I'm not kidding you, the actual case itself, I might share it with you one day. Actually, it's quite personal to me from Tim. He made it from wood. I might show you it one day. It's full of Create Together and letters I've received over the years, presents I've received over the years. So I think there's space for a few albums. Tim's like, no, not putting anything else in there. So whatever you're doing, I will love you all and leave you all. Have a fantastic weekend, guys. Just be patient with the orders. I'll be back with you live on Monday night, Craft and Chat, 6 o'clock. And we might actually make some more of these we might build in some other products from our newly launched products over on the shop display. But have a peruse. It will take you weeks to get through every category on that website and see if there's anything that you love. But as you all buy, I will pinch them and see if I like them too. And if I like them, they're going to be added to my shows, let me tell you. So whatever you're doing, have a fantastic weekend. The weather looks like it's going to be nice. Stay safe, stay cosy. Make sure you share the love of craft. And if you can share this show, that would be awesome. Pop a comment underneath. Did you like the album? I love honesty too, as long as you're not unkind. I do love your honesty and your opinion. So have a great weekend, guys. Take care. Bye.